Hey, how's it going? So this is the seminar explanation for Seminar 8. Thanks for picking up the egg. Welcome to my capstone. Yeah. Or if you're on YouTube, shout out. Welcome to the channel. Nice to meet you. Cool. So only listen to this once is the idea. I'm only recording it once, so we'll have a jolly old time with that. You've picked for Seminar 8, which is called Breadkfast and Dinner, and essentially the premise is it's a breakfast served at 8 a.m. and a dinner served at 8 p.m. And you'll do this in a public area and offer food to strangers as they walk by. Also, invite a group of friends. Make sure that you have people that you know coming, and they're prepared to recruit people as well to sort of engage in this food activity in a place where there's not usually food. I've done it at a plaza near my house and a bus stop so far, and the bus stop was pretty successful. The plaza too. We also took it sort of on the road because I had a cart sort of deal. We were just offering to people as we walked around, and then walking around with these people eating handheld bread pudding and sandwiches and garlic bread. So yeah. But unfortunately, this is not a celiac friendly event, or at least not in the way that I've done it in the past. But it's breadkfast and dinner. So each of the meals served are cooked using bread as a primary component, using bread as a transforming bread in some way, whether that's with heat or and you know what, mostly with heat, I'm going to be real. But yes, that's croutons, that was bread pudding, that was more croutons in different shapes. Yeah, but get creative, see what you can make. I want to make a bread soup, but I haven't done that, and I feel like it's a little bit evil to serve bread soup to strangers. I need to make sure it's good. But essentially, they're meals that have bread as the core component. And if you have vegetables on hand, I would serve vegetables too. I think there's people that work in food service that can steal stuff for you. I'm one of them. If you want to give me a call, again, my number is 757-201-4934. Especially if you're in Richmond, Virginia. I'll steal you produce from my job so you can feed people salad if you want. But if you have that stuff, or you can go to another place that it will give you those things for free, ideally not spending money, you do that. Or go to the grocery store if you just want to make a nice meal. You know what, no judgment. Do what you do. Get your food, serve the food to people. I'm rambling. Anyways. So for breakfast, you'll set up, you'll at 8 a.m. serve people breakfast, bring coffee or tea, or if you can find a way to bring hot water with you, that's super good. And you can find things to mix into it that are flavorful. And you know what? That's a decent beverage. Or you can do coffee and tea and not be a fucking freak like I just was. That was crazy. And yeah, you'll serve the people and prompt them to do something throughout their day. So I'm assuming that they'll do something with you at 8 a.m., eat this food, engage in a little bit of conversation. Ideally sitting with you somewhere. If there's seating nearby, that would be great. But talk with them and then say, find something out today. Or ask a different question if you want to. I don't know if you're curious about that. But, and the idea is that they'll come to the 8 p.m. dinner and then you'll all regroup about your day together. For the morning event, I don't typically bring dishes or disposable material. I don't prefer to bring disposable material if possible. So my materials personally have included 2 liters of tap water. I use washed out old bottles that I have and then put tap water in them. And these are good for people to wash their hands. If you have a bar of soap, you can bring that too. And I also like to have a bucket on hand, which again can be stolen from any food service place that serves pickles. So you'll have a station to wash hands with the tap water into this bucket. Usually it's a 2-person activity, but it's good for teamwork, so it's okay. And you can bring a towel if you'd like, or multiple towels if you prefer that. And then you'll have your food, and I've personally served the food primarily wrapped in cloth napkins. And those are just pieces of fabric that I cut from a large piece of cloth that my Grandma Sandy gave to me. Shout out Grandma Sandy, love you. But I have a ton of this like sentimentally rich fabric, so I use that to make cloth napkins that can also be used as bandanas or, just like a nice rag. So there is that. I serve them that way. I don't usually provide utensils because I'm a little bit evil and I'm okay with people eating with their hands, but I would say prioritize real silverware because one, it encourages people to stop and sit with you, and two, you're again not creating disposable material. I did pop up in a couple places where people notably like prefer having disposable silverware. So I did bring like 3 packets of that because you can take it from a restaurant and it already exists. So yeah, I do that and you'll serve. And then when you get tired of it or you run out of food or people aren't coming in anymore, you'll pack up and go about your day. For dinner, bring dinner, make a large portion of food. The bread is your primary component. See if you can take anything that you used in making the breakfast and reuse it to create your savory dinner. And that's great. That's awesome. You'll be, saving food waste and also sort of using a familiar material to re-up your dinner capacity. And when you cook, I recommend, because Richmond Community Fridges operates in where I live, I prefer to cook with gloves and a mask in compliance with their fridge rules, so that after this event, as long as you've wrapped everything into individual containers, you can reprocess the food and put it into the community fridges around town so that nothing is wasted and you're not making a ton of food that you're just going to let rot in your fridge. So, life hack, cook in compliance. Yeah, and that's the event. Basically, you share breakfast and dinner with people and you talk about your day. And also, I've used it as sort of a hub, specifically this resource called the Fascism Barometer. Again, that's the Fascism Barometer. It's a website, a learning resource, as well as a podcast, but it's a super good, I think, made me feel a lot more prepared and situated to follow sort of the guidelines they put out when it comes to resistance and meeting the political and tangible present. So I like to use this as a hub to like sort of shout out that resource in conversation with people. But you know what? Live your truth. I honestly, portraying a message is sometimes a little bit tricky. I think a little bit about like Christian pop-ups that use it as a method to communicate scripture. And how you feel about that will vary, but think about it. And that's pretty much the whole event. I hope you enjoy. It will create a lot of dishes and cooking it will take a long time, but if you get multiple people to help you, it is really not too bad. And it's kind of fun to have a reflective moment. Okay, enjoy.